Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. This video has been a really highly requested video on my channel because I am mixed with black and white, for those of you guys who don't know, and my hair is crazy, or it used to be really crazy. It's not that bad anymore because I actually have a Brazilian blowout. So I've also gotten some requests recently to talk more about my Brazilian blowout. So I'm sorry that I've never filmed this video before I had the Brazilian blowout to really help my fellow mixed girls, because, you know, our hair could really be a challenge, like really, like to the point where you never want to wash it because you don't have to deal with it after it's wet and do it all over again. So I am sorry about that, and I hope that this still helps you guys in a way, because I'm going to talk about all the products that I use, but then I'm also showing you how I blow dry my hair and how I straighten it. Hey, that's my sweet boy. He's a sweet baby doll. So we have a special guest who still has his bed head. Say hi. Say hi. Hey. Hey. Say I'm so sweet, sick baby. Oh, that's a sweet baby. So, baby. And I guess baby. And I guess I didn't really straighten the ends of my hair that great. Now that I'm thinking back to while I was filming it, I didn't do that great of a job, but it's okay. Volume. I need all the volume I can get now. So basically, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, my hair used to be huge. So when you're mixed with black and white, it can be very different because you can either have really, really white people hair or really, really black people hair. So my sister has really white people hair. Like, her hair is like nice and kind of wavy, but it's super straight. Me, on the other hand, my hair is super, super curly and it's an afro. Super frizzy. It's just kind of hard to manage before, but very healthy. So I'm very happy about that. I've never colored my hair or anything like that, but I used to have a Chi chemical straightener, and that tore my hair up. Like, literally, it was so broken off. So it is much more healthy now. I'm sorry. But the Brazilian blowout has helped me in so many different ways, especially now that I have little ones. I never wanted to wash my hair because I didn't want to have to wait for it to dry or blow it dry because it took so long, and then straightening it took really long. Like, I really hated it. Like, I would schedule so many things around when I was going to wash and straighten my hair, and that's just no fun at all. So what a Brazilian blowout is, which a lot of people think that it's super bad for your hair, and it can be if you don't go to someone you know. So I just have to make that important point there, because the person who applies it can make a really big difference. So a Brazilian blowout is a more intense keratin treatment. So a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you're getting Brazilian blowout, you should get a keratin treatment. Well, a Brazilian blowout is a form of keratin. It's just stronger, and it does not have formaldehyde in it anymore, so the formula has changed. But basically what they do, there's a certain shampoo and conditioner you should use to keep it going. So they wash your hair with shampoo and conditioner. They put the solution in, so like she just kind of combs it through my hair. I live in Alabama, in Anniston, Alabama, so it's about an hour and a half from Atlanta, an hour from Douglasville, and an hour from Birmingham. So if you guys are interested in a Brazilian blowout and you would like to come to my hair lady because it's worth the drive, you can actually DM me on Instagram. It'll be linked down in the description box, and I will give you guys her contact information, because she doesn't do a ton of Brazilian blowouts because there's not really a lot of need for them, or people don't want to pay for them, which I'll get into the pricing and everything in a second. But it's so worth it. So she knows her stuff. She's well trained in Brazilian blowouts. It's not something you should just show up to someone and just say, okay, let's do this, because you need to be trained on how to apply them. Even though it sounds simple, like, there's a process to it, okay? So anyway, you wash your hair, you put in the solution, and then you blow dry it. So she kind of uses a round brush and blow dries my hair, and it makes so much smoke. The like steam and smoke that comes off of your hair will literally cloud up the whole salon. You have to open up the doors, and it smells really strong. Like, to the point where sometimes it can burn your eyes and sometimes it burns your nose. So it really just depends. Which, yes, I know that does not sound healthy, and I promise I'm not a Brazilian blowout expert, but it's really not as bad as it sounds, because the first time I ever got it done, I was like, Natalie, what if all my hair falls out? Like, I know I was gonna hurt her nerves, because I kept asking so many questions, and I was so worried about all of my hair literally just breaking off and falling out. But it has been amazing. So after you blow it dry, you are to straighten each strand of hair 10 times. Yes, each strand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move to the next strand on your whole head. You straighten each strand 10 times. You wash your hair again with the shampoo and conditioner, blow dry it again, and then she'll straighten it for you. So she doesn't have to do that, but it's part of her price. And then you have silky, smooth, non-frizzy hair for the next 3 to 4 months. And for me, because I only wash my hair 2 days a week on Mondays and Thursdays, mine does last to the more 4-month mark. And you will see what my hair looks like when it's curly now, but if you go back to some of my older videos while I was letting my hair air dry while I was doing my makeup, my hair was really big and full and very curly, like ringlet curls. So now my hair is mostly pretty much straight on the top, It has maybe a little bit of wave to it, and then my roots are of course curly because it does start to grow out. And then my ends have a little bit of a curl to them, even with the Brazilian Blowout, but it is a compound treatment. So the more you get, the more your hair straightens out. So for me, it has literally cut my styling time in half, including blow drying and the actual styling. So before, it would take me anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to blow dry my hair after letting it air dry for a little bit. And then now it takes me about 5. So that's amazing. And then to straighten my hair now, it takes me about 20 minutes, whereas before it would take me anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour. So a very, very big difference in styling time, and that's a really huge deal for me. So for me, the only downfall to the Brazilian Blowout, in my experience, is the fact that I cannot curl my hair anymore. So my hair is straight all the time, and that gets kind of boring. But if I were to take a curling iron or a wand or whatever and try to curl my hair right now, it would just fall right back flat, and maybe the end would be a little bit kind of crimped, because my hair is so heavy anyway, and the Brazilian Blowout makes it so straight that it really just won't hold any kind of heated curl, which is fine. You gotta, you know, pick and choose. You can't have the best of both worlds. For me, you might be able to if you have a Brazilian Blowout. I'd actually love to hear your experience if you do have a Brazilian Blowout and your hair still holds heated curl. So anyway, that's the only downfall to me, but still so worth it. So as far as pricing, where you are located varies heavily, because I'm certain that where you go in like a bigger city would definitely make the price jump just because of location. But for me and my girl, she's amazing. With the shampoo and the conditioner and the service, as well as styling after, it's $300. So that's super cheap. Extra time that I have not spent on my hair or complaining about my hair, that is super worth it. And literally wanting to cry every time I do my hair, it's worth every single penny. And I get mine about 4 times a year, so $1,200 a year to make my life a lot less pain-free is worth everything. So I do use a couple more products than just the shampoo conditioner, but I'm going to show you guys every single thing that I use. So I use their shampoo right here. I use their conditioner. So before I start washing my hair with the shampoo, I actually take some of the conditioner and run it through my ends and let it sit on my ends while I'm washing my hair. Just because, of course, you know you're not supposed to put conditioner all throughout your hair, but just to make sure my hair stays extra hydrated while I'm washing it, I do put conditioner in the ends. And then after I'm done washing my hair and I start to bathe and shave and all that good stuff, I will use the deep conditioning mask just to put on my ends while I'm, you know, doing all my other shower stuff. So I do that twice a week when I wash my hair twice a week. Again, Mondays and Thursdays. I love that schedule. And then I will take the bonding spray. It's kind of supposed to make the Brazilian Blowout last longer, but I just take like 5 to 6 sprays, put it all over, and if it really doesn't do anything, it smells amazing, so that matters to me. And then I'll use 2 of my Keratin Complex products. Since the Brazilian Blowout is a keratin treatment, I love these because it actually has active keratin in these little serums. So the black one is the Intense RX Active Keratin Serum, and then the blue one is the Kerabalm. And I'll leave these linked down below so you guys can go read more of the descriptions on them. I bought these at Ulta. So then next, I will take the Thermal Straightening Balm, which is just a heat protectant for all over your hair. This feels really smooth and also kind of helps lay down some of my flyaways. And then lastly is the smoothing serum. So I'll focus this more on just the lower half of my hair. And like it says, it just kind of helps smooth out. So I don't use a ton of each product, but I do use several different products and they all work really well for me. And I love the results that they give. Okay, so a lot of times when I'm washing my hair, I will let it air dry, like I'll walk around with it down because my hair holds a lot of moisture right here, which most people's do, but it stays wet there like for a while. But some days I wash my hair at night, sleep in it wet, and then it's pretty much dry except for right there, so then I'll take my blow dryer and it takes like less than 5 minutes to, you know, get it dry. But I'll just let it dry a little bit. And you guys can see it's starting to get a little bit bigger, but it's still straight at the top other than at my roots. So nothing crazy. Now I'm going to take my little Conair paddle brush and my blow dryer. This is the Babyliss Pro porcelain ceramic. But I use this little piece right here. I never used to do that when I was younger, but it really does make a difference because it just applies more pressure to a targeted area and it helps your hair dry faster. So I always start on high. Well, didn't mean to cut it on. I keep it on hot and I start it on high, and then I will just start to blow dry my hair. So right now it is 10:19 in the morning, and see how long it takes to blow dry. so now it's 10:23. So this is what my hair looks like when it's blown dry, and I did get my last Brazilian blowout back in September. Right before I went to Vancouver. So it is now like early November. So it can be more thin than this, but this is, you know, pretty much normal. So compared to before I had Brazilian blowout, my hair would be out to here when I blow dry. So it's pretty much straight for the most part, other than my roots, and then of course, you know, the back of my hair is super nappy back there. Lucky me. But this helps so much that I don't even complain anymore. So I will take my blow dryer again, and I'm gonna put it on cold and just run the cold air through my hair. Apparently, I've heard this in the past, I don't know if it's true or not, the cold air, just like blowing your hair dry with cold air, helps it, like, it helps it lay more smoothly and it's not as frizzy. So I do that every time pretty much if I remember. So cold, and then also use my little cold button. And as far as like the back part of my hair that's really thick, it could be a little bit more dry, but I usually don't mess around with that. Like, I'm not going to keep blow drying that part of my hair if it's not dry yet. It'll just have to work. So I'm going to take my straighteners. I use this little mini plugged-in straightener for all the smaller pieces around the front of my head. I bought this at Sally's. It's like $20, if that. And for my big straightener, this thing has been a lifesaver because I used to use the Paul Mitchell little hair straightener. I still have it in case this one dies or something and I need it like right then. But this is the Curve 2. So I believe this heats up to 450 degrees. I never go past 410. So when I'm starting on my hair, I put mine in layers, as you guys will see, but I start at 375 for the bottom half, and then as my hair gets thicker up at the top, I do increase the heat. So usually I don't go past 395. Yeah, see, he burned his face on one of these, on the small one back in May. He still acts like it never happened. He'll always grab my straightener, so it scares me. But you can't play with this. Then next what I'll do is take my Beyond the Zone, turn up the heat, flat iron protection, and I do about 3 sprays in my hand. I do not, you should not, or you can if you want to, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I don't spray this directly on my hair because it is very oily. So I know that my sister-in-law, Shelby, she gave me a bottle of this. She came and visited. She's like, here, you can have this, it makes my hair greasy. I'm like, well, do you spray it right in your hair or do you put it in your hand? She said, I spray it in my hair. I'm like, that's why. But she still gave it to me, so whatever. But I've had this bottle for forever, and mine is still pretty much full. So I do about 2 to 3 sprays in my hand, put it in my palms, and focus mostly on the ends. But then I will bring it up into my roots, and that's it. And then I'm going to take some of my Moroccan Oil treatment. This is the normal, so there is a more light one that's, I guess, less oily. But I've been using this for years, probably, I'm 23. 8-9 years, maybe even longer, I don't know. But this is what the big bottle looks like. Mine's disgusting, but this also lasts a very long time. But it is pretty pricey. I think like $60-$70 for this big bottle, but it has lasted me forever. I probably had this bottle for like over a year. I know I have. But I always keep it in this little old rickety 3-ounce little travel case or travel bottle. I've had this bottle for like 6 years. That's embarrassing. But I just put some in there and pour it out my hand. I use about that much, which is running down my finger now, but probably like a little smaller than a dime. And I also focus that mostly on the ends, but we'll smooth it throughout everywhere. Okay, so then now I'm going to take my ponytail holder and I put my hair up. I love you. I love you. And then I always start underneath. So these are like, I don't know what you would call those. They're not really baby hairs, they're too long baby hairs, but I've always had them. And then I just start to straighten all the shorter pieces of my hair. Okay, and then I'll straighten around the front of my hair using the same little straightener. This is a must for me. if you have broken off hairs in the front and just shorter hairs in the front, this will help a lot, especially if you have curly hair, because you can really get close to your scalp. But I like this too. I don't know how high this heats up because it doesn't have a setting, but it's also not too hot to where like it breaks off my hair. Hi, hot, hot, hot. So I just straighten all around the front, hot. And a lot of these shorter hairs here, it's not breakage, it's just from having a baby and postpartum hair loss. So this happened with Grayson and Graham, and it's all starting to grow back. Okay, so straightener is heated to 375. Probably couldn't see that, but it's fine. These are about the size that I do my sections, so not super thin, but not really thick because my hair is curly, so I need to really get in there. But I take about this much each time. I take my straightener, go over it, and then I take my comb and brush right through. This is a heat resistant comb from Sally's. It was like a couple dollars, nothing crazy. And move on to the next piece. Now apparently, and I could never figure out why my hair would look so straight and silky and shiny whenever I went to go like get my hair cut, and they would, you know, cut it and then straighten it for me. But then when I would do it at home, it would be so thick and just not look near as like straight and like slim. So the whole deal with that is the straightener does not actually straighten your hair. Yes, the heat will straighten your hair like as far as curls, help with frizz, but it compresses it. The straightener compresses your hair. I'm trying to explain this the way my hairdresser explained it to me. But the comb is what actually straightens through your hair. So just running the comb through is the biggest difference. I didn't know this until a couple months ago, and ever since I started doing it, my hair looks just as amazing when I do it myself as it does when my Brazilian blowout is fresh or when my haircut is fresh and the stylist has straightened it for me. And it's all because of the comb. So I highly recommend going out and getting one because it makes a big difference. As you can see, I go over my roots a couple more times than I do like the bottom half of my hair without going all the way through, and I don't spend a lot of time on the end with the straightener. Like I don't clamp it there for a long time just because your ends are the most sensitive, and I personally don't like it when my ends are all split and gross looking. So when I'm blow drying my hair and when I'm straightening it, I don't focus a lot of attention toward the end of my hair. So I do a couple clamps at the top, take my comb, smooth it through, and then run it back through a couple times just to make sure I got all the pieces. Because I don't do small pieces, so I go over them a little bit more just to make sure every piece got into the straightener. So I have increased my heat to 395. Like I said, I do kind of halfway through because my hair is so much more curly at the top. And I don't know if you guys, I forgot to point out, but you can like see how curly my roots are, especially on the piece that I just straightened. My curl pattern. Last little layer, my part is right here, so I'll pull that out, and then I'll actually put this to the side. And this, I don't really section off at the top. Here, there we go. Now you can, I don't know if you can see if my camera will pick it up. All my little curls in there. My little waves. But she's nappy. Just not as bad as I used to be. Last little section. And usually this little section is over there, but I do keep it over here sometimes just to help lay down some of that postpartum crazy hair over there. And then I'll go back into my little Moroccan Oil serum and take a very small amount and just smooth that over my ends after I'm done with my hair. So that is it for my hair. So that is it for my hair care routine. If I skipped anything or you guys have more questions, just leave me a comment down below. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but I had to tend to a sick child who's also chasing around the house now trying to film this voiceover. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.